the channel, we crush some bones with figure collections, bone-crushing wrestlers with the Sinister Minister himself, James Mitchell.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another bone-crushing wrestler from Figure Collections. This time from the Ringside Collection, we've got the Sinister Minister himself. We got Father James Mitchell. But of course, for all your figure collection needs and a whole lot more, hit up Figure Collections, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. You guys know how that does go. But the Sinister Minister himself, we remember him from WCW, remember him from ECW, we remember him from TNA, we remember him from the NWA, currently a guy that's been around and a classic manager that would have been absolutely amazing in the 80s, just a guy that kind of came too late in life for the heyday of the managers, but I would say he'd made quite the career as a manager, as we do know, and I think he does karaoke as well, so shout out to the old Sinister Minister himself, but always enjoyed his work going all the way back to WCW and beyond. And very cool, we get him as a bone-crushing wrestler here in the ringside packaging. Of course, this was a series way back when where you got the Sables, the Sunnies, the Vince McMahons in the old Bone Crunchers line from Jakks way back when. So a very cool homage. Oh, don't start Todd McFarlane. I already start whenever I do that. Todd McFarlane on the couch. Homage, homage. Who knows what it is, but you know what I mean, and of course you know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there, and I was on the fence. Which one do I get? Do I get the more traditional red suit, or do I go with the black suit? Of course, most remember him in his red suit. Black suit, a chase variant of that one, a lot more limited edition of this one here, so a little bit rarer than the red. However, what made the decision for me was this one was, I think, $5 cheaper. So I said, you know what, got to get a deal out there. I already have him in red, so it'll be nice to have a little bit of yin and yang here. I'll save $5. I'll go with the black version. Not against getting that red one in the future. If it ever goes on sale, I can find a deal, maybe a loose one. We'll see what happens. I would pick that one up, but this one looking pretty good here in black. Of course, like a young AC/DC, as we do know. And then later on in this video, we'll do a lot of comparisons with this one that I'm sure everybody wants to see. So stay tuned for that as well. But let's look at the packaging on this one first. You got the old bone-crushing wrestlers. Always tough for me not to say bone-crunching, but it is bone-crushing. Father James Mitchell down there in the red, of course. Black for this figure, red shirt underneath. But looking very cool. Very nostalgic style packaging on this one. Got that cross-sell there. Guess what? We unboxed every single one of these on the channel. Would love it for you guys to check those out, so check them out if you did miss them. Looking very good here with the cross-sell, of course. It does say, create your own body slam and pile drive and headbutt and clothesline and fight to the finish with FC Toys bone-crushing wrestlers. Each figure features lifelike detail and bone-crushing abilities. And for even more fun, display your figures on your favorite shelf alongside your action figures from the past and present. So how about that? It does say the action is back, and if I'm not mistaken, they are taking the action out. They're taking it out for future releases. I think that's okay for me. I don't know if anybody needs that anymore, but now it's time to devalue the figure. Let's unbox it. How about that? Let's do it. Let's do it for science. Somebody's got to be a scientist, and I'm right up there with one of the all-time greats. Some people have compared me to Bill Nye, the science guy. It's a heck of a comparison, but you know, if the shoe fits, you wear it. That's what you do. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison, nah, see you later, goodbye. And then we get Father James Mitchell out of the packaging here. So very, very cool to get him out. Feels a lot like, of course, a bone-crushing, once again, bone cruncher way back in the day from the Ringside Collection. Feels like the Clarence Masons of the world, the Bob Backlunds of the world. Does have that same kind of vibe there, which is keeping it on brand. I'm here for that. But let's start with the head on this one. Very cool. He is a devil worshiper after all. He's hailing Satan. It's a dangerous thing to do. Of course, ask King Diamond about it. He stopped hailing the Satan. But Giant James Mitchell, a Satanist. Him and Balls Mahoney just hanging out, I guess, back in the day. But looking good in the head sculpt department. Got that pointy goatee. You got that facial hair like a young Anton LaVey. You got the bushy eyebrows. I love a good bushy eyebrow. He's got that going on as well. Then you got that long hair to the ponytail. Always an interesting look. He looks like a guy that would be dealing karaoke at the bar at night, but he does look really, really good in the head sculpt. I would know this is the Sinister Minister if somebody handed this one to me. Very, very nice looking. I love the expression on his face. Kind of angry, but also like planning a world domination or something. I don't know what you would call it. But then you get down to the body. He's got a black suit coat going on there, a red shirt underneath. Is it a turtleneck? Kinda. You got a little black spot up here. But you do got the pentagram right there. Shout out to Bobby Liebling, a pentagram. How about that? Deep cut right there. But looking really good with the pentagram here. Dangerous. Once again, playing with the dark arts is what we're doing here. But looking crazy there. Now he does got the one hand. He's going to throw up the devil horns, or he's going to rock like a young Ronnie James Dio. You never know what he's going to do. But I do love the inclusion of the devil horns here. Really adds a little fun to this one. There's no doubt about it. And then the other hand is a gripping hand for his cane accessory. Now I'm wondering, will this accessory pop out, pull out? Can I whip it out? There it is. Very tight in there, which I prefer a tight accessory for sure. Oh my gosh, it's too tight. There we go. And very crazy hand if you don't have that cane in there. I don't know what he's doing right there. He's going to roll some dice maybe. I don't know what he's up to. It's gambling Sinister Minister is what this is. But you get the black pants here, and he's got the red shoes, which is dangerous. Of course, a very dangerous move. Remember I had that time, I've told the story on the channel before. I was in the toy aisle one time, and a guy came up to me and goes, you know, you're wearing red shoes. I'm like, yeah, it's my look. I always wear red shoes. And he said, you know, that means you're a child molester. That's how you let other child molesters know that you're in the club or whatever. And I just looked at him like, what? And then I realized I was in the toy aisle. And then I should have confronted the guy. I said, wait a minute. Wait, are you trying to tell me you're in that club and you think I'm a member of that club? Which he obviously did. It was quite the day. I was very shook on that day. I would have had some good witty comebacks for him if I wasn't just so shocked at what I was hearing there. But no, I'm not molesting children, even though there was children in the aisle, and I'm in the toy aisle. So it looked real bad, but trust me, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. There you go. But we've told that story before. But he's got the red shoes on. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything right there. No hole in the feet, so you're not going to be able to put him in a stand right there either. Now you do get the cane here. Very cool. Got the wooden cane here. You got the silver on the top. And you got kind of like a wolf's head turned on there. So very, very cool. Nice to get an accessory with this one. And I feel like since this guy doesn't have all the articulation of a normal bone cruncher, you can't really wrestle with him. You need to have an accessory like this, and we do get that. So all in all, not a bad figure for what it is. It's obviously not a Mattel Elite. I would love a Mattel Elite of this, but just not in the cards here with the old Sinister Minister. And of course, Sinister Minister making headlines not too long ago. Sounds like the NWA lost a lot of their momentum with the CW network once he was doing piles of cocaine right on the NWA pay-per-view. Wild time for the Sinister Minister, getting absolutely crazy there, but still a very cool figure. And this isn't his first figure, of course. You go back to the Toy Biz TNA days, we did get a Sinister Minister once upon a time. A little bit more red traditional suit for this one here. So very cool to be able to compare these two figures. About the same height, kind of the same kind of feel to them. A little bit more articulation on this one, of course. But very cool to get this many, many years later. And I should compare him to Sonny Ono, which of course is a very similar figure here. As you can see, got to get the most out of your molds. He did come with the Ultimo Dragon multiple times, as we know as well. But very cool to get Sonny Ono. Very cool to get the Sinister Minister. Be interested to see who we get in the future as far as managers do go. But we're not done. Of course, you got to compare him to Abyss. How about? Now to get the Jakks Walgreens exclusive, extremely rare Abyss right here. You can kind of see how these guys... Oh, as he takes a header, you can see how he kind of lines up here. If for whatever reason you want to mix this in, put that with your Abyss figure. I guess you could do that. We also got the Jakks Deluxe Aggression Abyss figure. Very, very cool. Love to see that here as well. And I would not be shocked to see an Abyss figure in the Mattel Elite line in 2025. Been a lot of rumblings about that. A little TNA wave with performers that are signed with Legends deals and stuff. The AJ Styles of the world, the Abysses of the world, Motor City Machine Guns of the world. I would not be shocked to see a TNA Mattel crossover line in 2025. Put that down as a prediction, and I could see a good Abyss figure coming to the Elite line. So that should be a pretty cool one when that day does happen. But the Sinister Minister, very happy to have him in the collection once again. Going to be interested to see what happens with these bone-crushing wrestlers in 2025 and beyond. We know we got Evil Crush on the way. Jeff Jarrett's on the way. After that, we'll see where it ends up going, but I'm here for it, and stay tuned to the channel, as I always say, as we're diving into everything wrestling, as you guys know by now. So there it is, the Sinister Minister bone-crushing wrestlers. What are your guys' thoughts? A pickup, a pass, long game, no game, not so sure game? Were you a Bone Cruncher game member back in the day? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels with content every day. Both channels do funnel up to the Patreon on top of tons of exclusive content. Check it out. Of course, support the channel. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. My book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series, available on Kindle now, as well as softcover, hardcover. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. And, of course, don't forget TikTok. So for the Sinister Minister, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.